Lorcana launched last Friday. It
launched.
finally happened, and not without a lot of holy smokes.
Oh, man.
Okay, so first off, we're in the Seattle area. For anybody who's watching this later,
Sure.
who's not in the area, we are in the Seattle metropolitan area. Some of the major game stores in our area did not get their cards on time.
Nope.
Okay, one of the
Do
distributors
they have
messed
them
up.
yet?
I don't know.
I can say this. Do we want me to use names of shop?
No, I'm going to
Okay.
stay away from that for right now.
I was in a shop yesterday, one of these big shops. I was picking up a singles order, was checked here, got some stuff, filled it in there, and they still did not have their product. Yeah. So at least as of yesterday.
So there you go. So I don't know when they're getting their product, and this has become a huge thing.
Wow.
So we knew this launch was going to be goofy. Now for those that missed it, you can check my personal TikTok and stuff. We had been creating, and obviously you and I had talked about launch weeks and things like that. We've done a lot of content creation regarding the release of Lorcana. And over the course of preparing for this release, which we knew was going to be highly anticipated, which we knew was going to be, we made some policy decisions at the store.
And announced them.
And announced them. And
Yes.
we were very, very clear about our policy decisions. One, we were selling at MSRP, full stop.
Yep.
Number two, for this first round of stuff, I am purchase limiting in this way.
Yep.
Right.
And you announced how much of each thing
how much of each thing you could get. Number three, in order to prevent scalpers, we were breaking seal on specifically Illumineers troves and booster boxes to ensure that
Love it.
those were no longer sealed products, right? Yep. We had a ticketing system and crowd control, and we let people in an orderly fashion.
Yeah.
The earliest the person got to the store was 9:30 in the morning on Friday.
Yep.
When I got here after doing the shop for our cafe, we had about 6, and by open time, there was 47 people in line.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we multiple times went out to the crowd because, again, a lot of new faces, told them what the things.
Yeah.
When we started telling them what the things, a couple people left.
There was one person who I remember one of the other shop workers saying just casually handed back their ticket and chose to leave. That's when they found out you were doing the seal breaking, which, okay, you were here as an investment, not as somebody who was interested in playing, and you get to make that choice.
Yes.
And what I respect to that person, whoever you are, I wish you well, genuinely, because that person chose to handle that to me pretty maturely.
Pretty maturely.
This is not the product experience I'm looking for, so I'm going to go ahead and
I'm going to move on. Yeah. And that's, again, I'm totally fine. This was not shade on that person. I'm just stating events that happened.
A thing that occurred, yes. There were a couple people who got salty in line as, what do you mean you're doing seal breaks? They stuck around and got stuff anyway, to my understanding.
So the other thing that happened is, in the course of creating this content, first off, Ravensburger, the publisher of Lorcana, crawled up in my comment section, started talking to me. They have been in the store. There was a rep from Ravensburger here at the launch event on Friday.
And I think again on Saturday.
And again on Saturday for our opening weekend tournament.
Yeah.
Right? Ravensburger expressed that they were very happy with our policies.
Yeah.
They think that we're running things the right way, and I appreciated that feedback. We did it for the players. We did it to get people in. Two things that I want to point out about this, and I'm gonna come back because I'm gonna get salty here in a minute.
Sure.
Okay. I'm glad we did what we did, because here was my experience Friday night. So we got through the launch thing. All of our initial wave of people came through. They got their product.
My understanding was quite orderly.
Quite orderly.
Yeah.
After that initial wave, and we kind of got through that, I had 2 starter decks on the shelf. 2.
Okay.
And about 5:30.
I love this story.
5:30 in the evening, and this is dead serious. This happened.
Good
This
story.
dad comes in with his got to be 6, 7, maybe 8-year-old daughter, and she's wearing a little princess dress, and she's got like a little wand. And
She had a little wand?
Yeah, he comes into the store and he's like, "Do you have any Lorcana left?" And I was like, "My friend, yes, I do." And I had my last 2 starter decks.
Let's
and
go.
I took the last 2 starter decks off, and I handed them to his dad and his kid, and sold them the last 2 starter decks at MSRP.
Yes.
So that he could take them home with his kid.
And play the game with his kid.
Right. This was the point. It was that experience, that feeling of I get to hand my last 2 starter decks in my stuff to this dad and his daughter.
Not in a giant pile that one person buys all at once.
Yes.
It's anyway, we'll get into that side of it in a moment here. I love, when you told me that story, I almost started crying.
So this...
It does. It's in the YouTube chat. It gives me goosebumps too. I love it.
This is why. Now, that leads us to by making these decisions, because we got some new faces.
Yes.
Okay, because we've been getting called about Lorcana for weeks. We had some new faces who came for the thing. But then they came back on Saturday.
Okay.
For the tournament.
Yes.
And these were players.
Yes.
Right? People who got our stuff and came back to play. We had 30-ish in the tournament on Saturday.
Because you set aside a certain number of starter decks for that event.
For that event.
And then you extended the opportunity.
And again, also, great on our community, because I said, hey, if you already have a deck and you'll play with that deck, you'll pay less of an entry fee.
Yeah.
But what it will do is it will allow me
yeah.
to widen the base.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And a lot of our community decided,
Thank you for the bits, Necrontier.
A lot of our community decided to use their own decks.
Yeah.
So that more people could get into the tournament. More people get a starter deck. During that event, we busted out the last 3 booster boxes that I had that I'd saved for packs. And I said, hey, you don't all have to get the max.
Yeah.
And somebody in line started the trend where they were like, you know what, I don't need 3. I'll just take 2, right? And people in the community took less than the max capacity, which was 3 packs.
Yes.
So that more people could get packs.
And this is why I'm the hopeful guy.
This is the point. Now this is where I'm going to get salty. First off, somebody got into my Twitter and said, didn't happen. It was one guy and 30 of his friends, and then that shit was on eBay a minute later. So here's what I'm going to say. Come on in.
Yeah.
Have a conversation.
What the heck?
I will tell you right now, didn't happen. Didn't happen. Wouldn't have allowed it to happen.
No.
Okay? I don't play around, and I don't lie about this stuff, and I don't put on airs about this stuff. I just don't. Okay? Everything that I'm saying to you actually happened.
Yes.
Everything I'm saying to you is this. Then we had I had another one come in with the, you don't like capitalism and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, you know what? Here's the thing. Yeah, and yes, it was on X, formerly Twitter, Twitter X, which is what I'm going to call it. Here's what I'm going to say.
I agree with that in the
Not liking capitalism has nothing to do with ethical business behavior.
Yeah.
Okay? I've made this very, very clear.
Yeah.
I don't care whether it's Lorcana cards, bread, or frickin' gasoline.
Yeah.
I don't like price gouging.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Okay? It is unnecessary. We set sales records at the store Friday night. Single day sales record happened. Right? Could I have made more?
100%.
Could I have even marked them up from $16.99 to $19.99 for starter decks
made that
and
much
gone
more.
another $15 on booster boxes and not gone crazy? Because there were some stores that I was hearing about in the Seattle area that were at $250, $300.
It was enough that I don't know if you know the webcomic Penny Arcade. So they run packs. If you don't know, they started it years and years ago. So they started as webcomic. They did a comic on Friday, the release of Lorcana, where they have them in the comic is one of the characters in a game store. And they're looking at the starter decks, I think were like $60 or something like that. And this was hyperbole. Oh, no, it was, he was asking something about like a booster pack was like $60. And, how much are the starter decks? And the employee just goes, an arm and a leg. And the character says, oh, well, how much are they actually? And the store employee just points to a trash can that in the comic is literally full of severed arms and legs. And it was big enough that one of the biggest webcomics still kicking felt the need to make a comic. They're local.
Yeah.
If you don't know, the Penny Arcade guys are in the area.
Yeah.
So that was their experience with other Seattle stores. Yeah.
We did it for a reason.
Yeah.
And the reason paid off. It happened. Okay. Could we have made more money? Yes. I'm seeing a lot of comments in the YouTube chat about, speculation on cards like it's crypto.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a thing. Now and again, secondary market is different, okay?
Yeah.
Especially with TCGs, we must separate we got to separate the retail base market, a sealed product, from secondary market.
Yes.
Okay?
Two different things.
They're very, very different markets. They're very, very different functions, right? And I have very different feelings on the secondary market, right? This is different, right? On the secondary market, look, dude, if you want to pay me $500 for a card that you're going to stick in a deck,
Sure.
I'm going to let you.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you.
Yeah. There's stuff in the case that could go for that much. If somebody really wants it, they can. Yeah.
I'm paying for that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with on that. Because that, and here's the fundamental difference here, and this is the thing that I want to hammer home. The difference between gouging Lorcana sealed on launch weekend and
in a retail setting.
In a retail setting, and the secondary market is this. One of those things prevents people from playing the game and enjoying the game. The other one is just people who want to invest heavily into a hobby.
Yeah.
The second one doesn't stop someone from grabbing a starter commander deck and playing the stinking game.
Yes.
Okay? That's the difference.
Yes.
Right? And we, as a gaming community and as gaming business owners, and I just realized something. I'm messed up handles here today.
Just fixing those handles.
I'm going to. We as a gaming community have to decide that we're going to operate in an ethical, reasonable, stinking way.
Yeah.
Okay?
Can I just speak your praises a little bit on this a little bit? And this is, it's the trouble is I'm the hopeful guy. I like liking things and I like liking people because I hope what you are hearing, aside from some bing bong who decided none of this really happened. Okay, come in, as we said, like to me, what you did worked. And it worked really powerfully. I came in for that event on Saturday. I wanted to see how it was going. I recognized maybe a third of those people. Mm-hmm. As a guy who comes into the shop a lot, this wasn't just, it wasn't one person and 30 of their friends and it's all on eBay. That's simply not true, and I choose to not give that person any more attention. It wasn't a bunch of regulars who already buy Magic and Warhammer and other things from you.
Nope.
This was people like, I don't know if they were there or not, but people like his dad and his daughter. Mm-hmm. This was people like, I saw your daughter was there, if I'm not mistaken, playing in the event.
The whole thing.
And it worked, in my understanding. I am glad that Ravensburger took the time to notice what y'all are doing because it gave people the chance to play a fun game that they could enjoy. And my sincere hope, as somebody who hasn't gotten to Lorcana yet, sure, I would love for the restock, which we can talk about in a bit here, what that'll look like. Because I know there was a lot of chatter in the Discord of like, what's the restock going to be? Is it going to be more? Is it going to be the same, etc.? It's sure I would love to get my hands on some, but more importantly, what gets me excited is that as people are getting their hands on it, they're going to have gotten excited about it because their friends have been able to show them the decks. My son is here right now while we're doing this stream,
playing with my daughter.
To play.
With my daughter, yep.
Yes, and I love that you even did this. I was chatting with some of the store employees. There wasn't some secret deal for them where they got to get a bunch of boxes and things.
Nope.
It wasn't the case in that regard. They were able to get just about as much as anybody else because we wanted to. Those are my guardsmen. That they're.
What's going on?
My spouse and my son are sneaking in and getting my.
Kazarkin.
I wish I had Kazarkin. No, those are just the
the
veteran guardsmen.
Yeah.
The Death Guard. But yes, thank you for running it the way you ran it. Like I was excited to come in on Friday evening after the launch, see people still there playing Lorcana, showing off cards. To come in Saturday, see the event. I'm excited to be here on Saturdays when that's happening. I probably won't even play Lorcana, but I like getting to see people like things.
And that to me is part of this.
Ooh.
Now I'm going to flip it around too.
Sure.
And this goes to my capitalism clowns that are out there. Again, feel free to come to the store and have this discussion with me. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing.
An actual conversation with a real human, revolutionary.
I do like capitalism. Here's my thing. And this was what Ravensburger's trying to do. You can see what they're doing if you pay attention.
Yeah.
They are trying to reset the TCG market writ large.
Yeah.
Because the TCG market has been hot garbage for a long time.
Are you talking pricing? Are you talking product? How do you mean?
All of it.
Okay.
All of it. Because here's why. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has been able to pose a significant business competitive run at Wizards of the Coast in 20 years.
Yeah.
Full stop. Okay? Full stop. Okay? This is the first game that I have seen, because again, I cannot think of a TCG, launch at this level in 15, 20 years.
And the companies that are in the space, we've talked Pokemon, we've talked Yu-Gi-Oh!, they have settled into a norm.
They've settled into
they
where
have
they're
their market
fit.
share. They are not trying to compete. They're not trying to take market share from Wizards actively.
Right.
It's not something they're trying to do.
And here's the thing. Competition is good in business.
Yes.
To all of you people out there who are like, Magic doing this, and Magic's doing that, and Magic, and getting mad.
Yes.
And then turning around and being like, you hate it. No. Magic's doing what they can do, what they're doing, because there's nobody out there to stop them.
Yes.
There's no competition in the market.
Yeah.
For the first time, right? For the first time, somebody's coming for them.
People are having a fun time
I know,
taking the piss out of you a little bit in the Twitch chat here, hating puppies, all the cute things the viewers. But to your point, when there's not competition, they're doing what businesses without competition do and have always done.
And they are taking advantage of the consumer.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And the way we fix that is to give them competition.
Yes.
And the way this is going to be a long-running game and not a flash in the pan is organized play.
Yes.
And strong community building.
What was the organized play kit like? You got that in. I'm
there
curious
is a
as to...
bunch of promo stuff. It's not ultimately much different than anything we've been sent by other people. There's a lot of promo cards.
Yeah.
There's really cool promo pins because again, Disneyland
Pins?
pin trading is a huge deal.
Is that a big thing? I've never
yeah.
been to a. It's in my memory. Sorry, mom and dad, if you took me and I'm not remembering. That's my bad. I'm getting older. To a Disney-owned like property, a Disneyland or a Disney something.
Pin
so
trading
pin
is a big deal. Like
Okay,
you wear
cool.
like your lanterns and you got like cool like collector pins and stuff.
Nice.
So they're really, really nice. They're really well made.
Cool.
And there is a robust organized play system. This
Cool.
one's going to run. Now, I think there is improvements that can be made.
Okay.
Right.
To that system.
Right. And
Sure.
I spoke with the Ravensburger person who came here,
Yeah.
who was lovely.
Good.
They were wonderful. And they listened to what I was saying, right?
I love that.
And understood what I was trying to say. Is there improvements to be made? Absolutely. But again,
Sure.
they understand that organized playing community
Yes.
is what keeps us from being a flash in the pan,
Yeah.
right? That's what happens.
Yeah.
So as far as competitive play, my understanding right now is there will be no world championship or anything like that for at least a year.
Yeah.
Okay?
Speaking of the judge side of things.
There is organized play, but we are not going to hyper competitive or competitive levels, pro level tour stuff for at least 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
That's not their intention.
There's no rumbling. I did some searching this morning of, is there going to be an official judge program or something like that? The only articles that I find were people making statements saying there isn't going to be, for exactly as you say, at least a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've seen as well.
So take that for what it's worth. The launch weekend was wonderful. As soon as I know when we're getting more product, you all know. I'm starting to hear some stores are getting word on the second wave of Chapter 1.
Sure.
Chapter 2 comes out in November.
Yeah,
which is like their set
as in the
releases.
next set.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're not doing monthly, they're doing quarterly. That's the plan.
Wally. I want Wally.
Some Pixar. I don't know what's in Chapter 2 yet. We'll find out.
Yeah. Which I
yes,
guess...
they're taking their time building the community.
Because apparently, like, what I hear is, 1's out, 2's done, based on the posts I saw when I was searching this morning. 3 and 4 are being printed. 5 and 6 are in development.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you've said before, you're going to try a new card game. You need to have that amount of time of releases ready to go. What do you think their schedules? Do you think they're going to go for 2 a year, 3 a year?
I think they're going to go quarterly.
Okay.
They have enough IP.
That's very true.
There is no lack of stuff.
Hey, look, you made it to the end of the video. So that means that you need to, like and favorite and subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can find out about all the other cool stuff. And check down in the description because our address is down there, so you can come hang out with us in store. So thanks for watching the end.